Hi empaths, welcome to Heart Space Wellness Alliance. Here's my healing room. Let's get started. Hi empaths, welcome back to my healing space. We're going to do another intuitive reading today. I'm going to clear the energy of the space, our auras, the cards, with my angelic tuning fork, invoking angels, guides, compassionate ancestors, any beings of the light who want to inform this reading for the most concise, informative, resonant message that's of the utmost priority for the listener at this time. Excellent. Let's pull an angel card from the original angel cards by Kathy Tyler and Joy Drake. It's our formula, right? Courage. Courage. Courage is feeling the fear and acting anyway, right? Acting despite of the fear. It's not about having no fear, right? You're not courageous if you don't have fear and you act. The courage is about confronting the fear. Let's see. Let's go to the magical messages from the Fairies Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and see what about courage is showing up. In particular, where can we use a healthy dose of courage? What's our relationship to courage? Why is courage showing up as priority? Are you facing some fears right now? Have you chosen the healing path? Not the easy path, is it? It requires courage to dive deep and look at things that other people aren't willing to look at. It's very courageous. Are you having doubts? Second guessing yourself. Summoning courage right now. Facing some inner demons. What do we need to know about courage? Well, there we go. We need to know about courage. Any more cards? Okay, so travel. Oh, there's two cards stuck together. All right, two cards were stuck together, but the first one is travel. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. This might be about moving. Could be just a trip, right? A temporary trip. This might be about changing locations. And then debt paid off was hidden underneath. It was stuck to it. The old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. So looking at paying off debts, that may be inducing some fear about the travel, right? About the moving, changing locations. That's always a tricky part, right? Marriage is coming up. Are you relocating for a partner? The fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. Are you moving for a partner or to be in a better place to meet your partner? In part, are you looking for like-minded people? And then goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finished one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is beginning. Are you in a time of transition right now, and it's really scary? Transitions can be frightening, right? It feels like all the structure and the ground beneath us is moving and shifting and changing, and it just seems like complete chaos sometimes. And then finally, new home. New home. Moving is a step in the right direction for you. Have you been waiting on that confirmation? Do you know your surroundings don't really resonate? Are you able to make peace for them and take the next step in changing locations? Perhaps this is confirmation in your intuitive hit that changing locations will align you to romantic partnership and union. Or maybe you'll be finding a partner on your travels, upcoming travels, if you have travels planned, which will encourage you to change locations. Let's see what aspect of self is showing up. What aspect of self? We're going to shuffle the archetype cards by Carolyn Neese and draw one archetype to inform this reading about having the courage to relocate or take that journey, that destination to meet a new partner. Maybe you're traveling to meet somebody. Maybe you have the idea to travel to meet somebody who you feel could be a special person in your life or a good partner for you. And that's taking a lot of courage. And maybe you have some shame around debt and that's scaring you. You haven't revealed that. Maybe you're trying to prevent going into debt. And maybe financial issues are requiring you to change locations, right? It could be any of those combinations. How is that speaking to you? Is it resonating with you on any level? Just tune into that. And what aspect of yourself wants to take the spotlight here, could use some courage or could teach us about courage? One aspect of self from the archetype cards. Teacher. Light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Shadow attributes, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Are you being encouraged to go into debt by a spiritual teacher? Or to go back to school? Is that part of this relocation? It is something to consider, isn't it? That's come up for me quite a bit. Do I really want to accrue more debt to further my education? That could be one thing that's coming up. Could also be getting in touch with what your experiences, what your travels, what your debts are trying to teach you, show you. Are you able to learn from the challenges of debt management? Are we teaching, is it about teaching couples how to manage money, investing in a new home, creating a new life together, and what's required of that? Are you a relationship coach, marriage counselor? We're going to need some tarot cards to figure this one out. Let's see. Let's just go to the traditional Rider-Waite. What about courage? The courage to relocate for a partner. What about travels, relocation, summoning the courage, teaching others the skill or wisdom without teaching negative traits or destructive skills or manipulation, covert tactics? Or simply allowing an experience to teach you, right? Allowing, having the courage to own up to mistakes and allowing circumstances to teach you. think we got all the cards. I think I'm starting to see the picture here. Okay, so the first card that comes out is the Nine of Swords, and this is about anxiety, nightmares, intense guilt that keeps us up at night, insomnia. So this could be you or somebody that you're dealing with, right? Someone that you're in relationship with, or looking further into the cards, someone that maybe has been cut out of your life. So the agony is coming from wanting to come forward and reveal emotions, or offer love. But there are a lot of fears, right? So it's going to require some courage. This can either be you or someone that you're dealing with here. And this has been a time of learning, right? And ideally, this Knight of Cups wants to come forward with this dream of union, this intention for union. Looks like the looking closer at this, it looks like the female is a little bit more resentful, and the masculine looks a little more remorseful, reaching forward to touch her hand that's holding onto the cup. If you can look closely. Generally, that's not what the Two of Cups is about, but I'm just looking closely and seeing that. And there is a new home in the background, if you see that. Right? So maybe all of this is just an idea in someone's mind. Maybe a potential, an opportunity. They're considering this. They're weighing this out in their mind. Right? And then after the Two of Cups comes the Three of Cups, right? Which is in order. And this is the marriage ceremony after the union, right? And it's interesting that marriage comes up. Are you planning a wedding ceremony? Or is this creating some turmoil in your relationship? You want to get married, they don't. Considering debt, do we invest in the ceremony? Do we invest in a new home, right? Or do we travel, take that honeymoon, right? Are these things coming to play in your union? It looks like the Queen of Swords is showing up, and the Queen can either represent an air sign female, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or a woman who has cut someone off, right? A woman who's cutting in her speech. A little detached emotionally. Or considering maybe considering whether or not to sever ties. Maybe this is the person that this Knight of Cups needs to face and confront and make this offer to, and that's creating some fear because the perception is she might not take it. She might not want it. Do I come in fast with communication and make this offer? Will that create a bunch of conflict? right? Will that create conflict? I'm afraid. That's something I'll need to confront my fears around that. The Emperor is showing up, right? The Emperor is a combination of all the kings in one. Someone who's in control of himself, has achieved a level of self-mastery and maturity. This can be, maybe avoid this until I come into a sense of mastery over myself. Maybe until I come into this sense that I'm an emperor, I should hold off, right? But I do have this idea of fulfillment, right? The 10 of Cups. I want this. This is a longing. This is something I want. The home, the children, the partnership, the marriage, right? They are all indicated here. Complete fulfillment, complete emotional fulfillment. There's a desire to move quickly, swiftly towards that. The Chariot, also representing Cancerian influence, and 3 of Pentacles, in collaboration, in partnership, working together. Working together, knowing this is going to require cooperation, right? Cooperation. Is this story speaking to you? Maybe you have a longing for marriage. And you have a sense that in order to find your person, you need to relocate. But there's this sense of lack around resources that's preventing you from doing so. And it's kind of keeping you stuck. And you got to face some fears around this. This could also be a specific person who's considering moving towards you, right? And maybe you're both kind of experiencing this anxiety in the separation and wanting to come into union, but neither knows how the other's feeling. But at the bottom of the deck, there is the Empress, right? The counterpart to the Emperor. So there is a partner out there that's right for you. And maybe not just one partner. Are you able to learn the lessons that this time is meant to teach you? Are you able to integrate those things? It's going to take some courage to move through this sense of uncertainty about what's happening. If this is something you're focused on co-creating, a union, a partnership, are you able to create some emotional distance and detachment from outcomes and see how that wants to show up, right? Maybe this is your dream and the anxiety, right? Receiving a cup of love, coming together in union and partnership, something that's divinely guided. See the angel between the people, something that is in divine order, right? People that are right for each other and coming together in celebration. Maybe that is on your heart, and maybe that's what's keeping you up at night, feeling like, am I ever going to experience that? Or is the person that I care about ever going to come forward? Is that keeping you up at night? Maybe there's this sense of maybe it's long distance, right? And it would require travel, right? Maybe it would require travel, relocation to be with this person, if you have a specific person in mind, or maybe you have a sense that your person isn't where you're at currently. And maybe it's just a statement of, I need to get out of the house, right? Because the counterpart is showing up on the bottom of the deck. This element of teacher is curious. It's coming up that possibly this isn't in balance, right? There's something that's not in balance about this connection, if it's a specific person. Or if you're looking to magnetize your partner, there's something that's not in balance. That maybe someone is being prepared. Maybe it's you, maybe it's the other person that's being prepared, right? That's refining their skills through experiences with other people or in life, and coming into this self-mastery, right? In order to come into fulfillment. Right? Because there's a knight here, a knight of cups. A knight of cups, but also a queen of swords. And a queen and a knight aren't on the same level. So maybe there's this sense that one person isn't quite ready yet, or isn't at the same level and needs to be prepared. I'm feeling that for the teacher card. The teacher. Maybe one doesn't have a lot of experience in relationship and needs to understand, and so they're working on that through experiences with other people. That's difficult when that's going down. But are you able to detach emotionally and just see the bigger picture of that? And to move forward, right? Continue on your path, right? Move out of the conflicts, or confront them with courage, right? Confront your inner conflicts with courage. Until you achieve a state of self-mastery around that, right? Till you're really integrated a lot of that. A lot of those, heal those wounds, right? Those triggers. Those things tend to come up, right? When we're talking about spiritual partnership and divine connection, divine counterparts, and the Emperor and the Empress are indeed divine counterparts, right? I think what's also coming up is once you achieve a state, this internally, right, a state of fulfillment within yourself, you have the emotional resonance to align to it, and then it swiftly moves to you. This alignment to teamwork, cooperation, this understanding of how do I create this state, right? This ability to move together evolve together, right? Let's see what Crystal wants to inform this reading. I'm looking at the Crystal Information Oracle Card Decks by Healing Crystals. Almandine Garnet. Almandine Garnet. Compassion, self-love, strength. I take time to nurture myself physically and spiritually. Right, to come into this state of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, and gratitude that aligns us. Compassion for all involved here. Compassion if one person isn't quite at the same level yet. Compassion for self, providing self-love to move through these conflicts, right? Love yourself through these times that keep you awake at night, right? Nightmares, insomnia, remorse. Remorse is this state pushing you to want to come forward. Make sure that that's in alignment, right? Make sure you're discerning, that you're not just moving through guilt, right? You're not just saying, oh, okay, I'll just appease this person by coming in, even though I'm not ready, right? Even though I'm not really ready for this, right? Make sure you're not considering that just to appease somebody, if you're the one considering that. Or discern if the person's coming in sort of just to create peace out of the chaos and assuage fears of this, this anxiety, this remorse in themselves, and they don't really intend to create this union and marriage and partnership. Really discern that, right? Detach from your fixation or the fantasy, right? Cut through illusion. Forge a sense of inner strength. Almandine Garnet is also very grounding. I sometimes put it near my feet to ground down into my body. It's can feel very nurturing when I do so. Yeah, I take time to nurture myself physically and spiritually. Let's see what essential oil wants to inform this reading. Is this storyline speaking to you, or is there something else you're seeing here that relates to what you're going through? If you're open to it, please do share in the comments. I'd love to know how it's resonating for you. Also, if you're seeing connections that I'm missing, I'd love to see that too. I'd love to improve, right? What essential oil wants to come through and inform this reading? About facing your fears with courage, confronting conflicts, conflict resolution in relationship, allowing yourself to be prepared and letting life teach you, right? Life will prepare you. Feeling worthy, maybe. maybe debt paid off has to do with this feeling of remorse and needing to apologize, right? Maybe that's part of this debt. Maybe it's not a financial debt. Maybe it's something you feel you owe somebody. Let's see. Cilantro. Cilantro, the key word is letting go. Trigger statement, this is not the way it is supposed to be. And the true statement, I am free. Lift up your burdens and allow the divine to free you from them. Allow yourself to be cleansed of anything that is weighing you down. Right? Offer up your conflicts, your sense of inner conflict. Offer up your sense of anxiety, of the unknown, and allow this experience to teach you. Let's see. Cilantro. The oil of releasing control. Interesting, right? Because the shadow aspects of the Emperor are very controlling. Cilantro facilitates the detoxification of negative emotions and debris. It is helpful in lightening one's load through the release of issues buried in the body, heart, and soul. Similar to coriander oil, which is distilled from the seeds of the same plant, cilantro assists individuals in shedding what is not in harmony with their true self, right? Those things that are dissonant and in conflict. Encourages the release of worry and control, as it assists individuals in centering in their true self. Positive properties: cleansing, liberation, detachment, untroubled. Untroubled. Does this story speak to you? Are you resonating? Let's go to Life Loves You by Louise Hay and Robert Holden. The Life Loves You cards, and see what's the last message for this reading. What's the last? Oops. The last message that will tie it all together, bring it on home. Only love is real, right? And love is spelled out in a string at the bottom. I think that's yarn. But there's this idea that lovers who are meant to unite are connected, right? And that union is watched over, and they're never disconnected, right? Only love is real. Whether you're afraid, whenever you're afraid, remember this: only love is real. Let love bless you, guide you, and inspire you. Whenever you're afraid, remember this: only love is real. Let love bless you, guide you, and inspire you. Let love inform your actions, right? Come forward in love. Self-love. Fill up the cup so that you have something to offer, right? And let love endow you with the courage, right, to overcome your fears here. What's the opposite of fear? Love. I hope this message was inspiring to you, valuable in some way. If it wasn't for you, don't feel it resonated. Maybe it's for someone you know. If you feel like it can help somebody else, please do share. If you like and subscribe, I'll know I'm on the right path here with these readings. If you see connections that I missed, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective and your interpretation, and also how you're resonating. Is this speaking to you in your experience? If you want to get in touch with me for an individual reading or session, or even connect on another social media platform, that'll all be in the description of this video. All right, many blessings, and trust that this union is being guided, that you are being guided to a new location, a new love, or that the person you're thinking of is being guided back to you. Okay? Many blessings to you, and I will see you in the next reading.